All right, everyone. Thank you for coming to our Team 360 call. Tonight is February 22nd, and this is going to be a jam-packed call, but it's going to be exciting. We are going to talk challenge groups and fit clubs tonight. So first thing, though, I do have a couple of announcements I want to make sure that I get out there for you. This Wednesday is the last day of the month to lock in Emerald in order to receive leads in March. So if you would like to be eligible for your leads in March, you need to have Emerald locked in this Wednesday by 8:59 p.m. Pacific time. It's 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. And then just locking Emerald is a coach on your right and a coach on your left. Then you would need to have Success Club 5 completed by the end of the month, which this month there's only 29 days. So February 29th. If you have questions and you're wanting to get leads and you want to make sure you're eligible, please reach out to your upline before Wednesday. Don't wait till the last minute. So reach out to them tonight or tomorrow, whatever you need to do, send them a message and get that situated so that you can get leads, because what's going to happen in March is everybody's going to start getting ready for spring break, want something right away. So there is actually going to be an influx of people coming in March. So you're going to want those leads from Beachbody, because Beachbody has a good, and honestly, you guys, the leads lately have been awesome. They have been screening them better, and I am loving the leads I'm getting. They have been amazing. So make sure that if you are getting leads, you are actually reaching out to them. And it's not going to be the first time usually that you reach out to them. You need to have a process. And I have a system set up in Team 360 in the file section on my documented process that I've been using on my leads pretty much since day one. And it works like a charm. And some of you on this call are actually leads of mine. So it works. Use it if you don't have a system. And just make sure the key is in the follow-up. So make sure you're following up with your leads. And then secondly, I was going to do the drawing tonight, but I'm going to do it after the call, and I apologize for that. My daughter came down with migraine at about 5:45, so that kind of changed up my plan, so I apologize for that. I will get the drawing done after the call, and I'm sorry, but we had a little situation with migraine, so I take care of. And then, honestly, you guys, I just want to say how extremely proud I am of everybody. You guys brought it. Like, doing that weekend challenge, I looked at my Success Club and was like, darn it, I got some deductions and I need to get my booty moving. And so I just thought, well, it'll be fun to have a group do it with me. And you guys were amazing. So thank you to everyone who participated. And I've heard like just great stories. The coach open house that I have going on right now is like packed with people that you guys invited. And I just want to say how proud I am of all of you. And I also want to let you know, so all the invites that you guys did in that short amount of time, it didn't take you very long, did it? It was pretty fast, right? Because that's a week's worth of invites that you guys just did. So if you think about it, if you're struggling with filling in your power of 3 or you're intimidated by it, think about what you just accomplished in a short amount of time. And if you need to, you can batch your invites. I have batched my invites like that for a long time. It works better for my schedule because I don't always have the same thing every day. So I, have batched them. I send out 10 to 25 at a time. And I found that works really well for me. And I think it actually worked pretty well for a lot of you. So don't be intimidated by invites. Just get them out there, get it done, and always use your timer. Like everybody knows I'm a broken record. Use your timer. The timer on the phone is powerful. Use it, set it, say, okay, I'm going to send these invites. And that way it doesn't allow you to sit there and think about it or stress about it. I think a lot of times people get in their own head and then they're like, oh, I don't know who to invite. And you get really stressed out and you're trying to word it perfectly. And really, you have all the tools you need. It's relationship building. We have the invite process documented in Team 360. I will also post Misty posted a bunch of documents this last weekend that were super helpful. Thank you, Miss D. Jackman. And so use those. Guys, those work. Just make sure to put your flavor on it. Make it sound like you. But for the most part, the hard work's been done for you. All you have to do is copy, paste, and press send, and then follow up. So that's it. All right. So let's get into this call. So the first thing that we're going to do tonight is we're first going to talk about Fit Clubs. I've got 2 Rockstar Fit Club ladies on the call. And then Vanessa and I are going to talk about challenge groups. So this is the bread and butter of your business. It's how you handle your challengers. Challengers are important. They are what sets us apart from everyone else. You can go anywhere and buy a workout program. Heck, you can buy Shakeology off Beachbody.com or eBay or whatever, which I would never recommend. But you can buy those programs, but the difference with what a coach offers you is that one-on-one coaching and the community within the challenge group. And while the one-on-one coaching is awesome, really where everything comes together is in the challenge group because it builds community, or in the Fit Club. Everybody is looking for something, a place to belong. They're looking for that community, especially as adults. When you're in school, you have community usually. And then when you become an adult, you lose that. And if you're in a community like a work community or, something like that, a lot of times it's not a positive community, I found. Like a lot of toxic work environments. So a lot of people really like the challenge groups and the Fit Clubs because it's positivity. It's like-minded people that are working on themselves. You can't get better than that. So you really want to make sure your customers have a good experience, and we're going to give you some tips to do that. So I am going to introduce Rosanna and Allison. I'm going to unmute you. Now, before I unmute them, I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. So these 2 ladies came on as discount coaches. So Rosanna is somebody I've known for a while, and she came on as a discount coach under me, did the 21-day fix, had awesome results, and she brought her best friend Allison in with her. So Allison's actually signed under Rosanna, and they were solid discount coaches and then decided to work the business recently, and they are just kicking booty, and actually both are very close to Diamond. Rosanna's 1 coach away. She's flipped Ruby over the weekend and should be Diamond 1 coach by Wednesday night. And then Allison, you're only like 1 coach or 2 coaches away from Diamond?
I'm a little ways.
You're not that far.
She's not that far. Not too far.
So she's pretty close too. And both of them, side note, have been doing, they just are really working on their Power of 3 and diving into personal development. They've been doing the 30-day boot camp with Danny Johnson, and they're just doing the work. And then they also have this amazing Fit Club and that is just going great. So I'm going to ask them a few questions about the Fit Club, and so you guys can have some tips on how to run one. So first thing, what made you guys decide to do a Fit Club?
Good. Rosanna had a friend that had a place that we could hold a Fit Club and was all on for helping set the initial area kind of up for us. So my friend has been talking to me since when I did sign up. And her name's Kim, and she's diabetic, and she lost the vision in 1 eye, and she kept saying, I need to work out, I need to do something, I need to. And I'm like, well, just connect with me. And finally she just said, hey, we have the lodge, right here in our little neighborhood community, we could use that. I said, yeah, well, how much is that? She's like, oh, well, if I come or one of the people in the community comes, she goes, it's free. She goes, we just can't let you have the key. She said, but you can definitely come, and you girls can bring workouts and whatever. So that's how that happened.
Awesome. Okay. And then how did you guys prepare to start the Fit Club? Was it hard?
Well, you're really, really good at persuading us to get started and then going, you got this, poof, I'm going to get down. It was very cute. I love that. Actually, there's quite a bit of information in the 4 document.
Yeah, there is. It's very formatted and you can run Fit Club and what you should do. Start a Fit Club. So that was helpful because you knew exactly what waivers you needed to have in place. And I mean, there's a lot of open variables as well, how you're going to form it. But it was enough information to kind of get you started, what you needed to do.
Yep.
Perfect. So guys, you can find that information in the back office, in the Coach Online office. It has everything on how to do a Fit Club, as well as the waivers that you need your participants to sign. So then tell me about the first meeting that you guys had for the Fit Club.
So I don't think you can see this, but I can post it later so you can get a better visual. This is our actual flyer that we typed up any information that we thought was important and pertinent to what we needed to have the people know. And we actually went and after we made one at home and printed it, we went to a print shop and we printed out 80 of them. And Allison, my daughter, and I, we went house to house and handed out all 80 of them and introduced ourselves to people at the doors. And it was pouring down rain and it was black outside. But no, it was a blast, actually. I had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay. So you guys did, so I guess some people are having trouble hearing you guys to talk really loud. Sorry.
First time since you asked me to talk loud.
I know. They were really nervous to do this, but you guys are doing an awesome job. So you put flyers on people's doors, you met the women, you talked to them, and then the first meeting, you sampled out Shakeology, right?
We did. On this flyer that we did, there's what we called a meet and greet. And so we did the meet and greet, and we actually did the meet and greet
like on a Friday night. Like we handed out the flyers on like a Thursday night, then or something like that.
Yeah, Thursday.
And then like basically Friday night from 6 to 8, we held a meet and greet and we put out information and we did shake samples and we had all of our 21 day fix, all the info. We had the DVDs out, we had the containers, we had, and we met people, we greeted them, we shook their hands and we introduced ourselves.
And we took Shakeology and we asked them when they came in the door, what kind would you like to sample?
Perfect. That is awesome. How long was the first meet and greet?
Probably 2 hours.
About 2 hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So tell me how, now how do you do when do you do your Fit Club and how do you run each Fit Club?
So right now we're doing 5:30 a.m. once a week and 6:45 p.m. once a week. And Rosanna did start a Facebook page. So we, right now, because it's still pretty new, we'll throw out there, is there something in particular on 21 Day Fix that you'd like to do so that the people who are members can give some input. Or we always push for size as much as we can, especially in the evening.
Yes, we love that one a lot.
So, I mean, that's, those are the 2 times right now.
We did a closed group Facebook page like your accountability groups are. So we opened our own and we named it what we put as our flyer name. And we just started, it's closed. They have to go through one of the admins to get actually into it. So it's still closed for the community and that kind of thing. And by the way, when we do our size at night, when we get to the end, because we've earned it for the last 3, we turn out the lights and we plug in the block rocker and we rock out and we do our workout.
Oh, that's awesome, girls.
Yeah.
That is so cool. How many people do you guys have at your Fit Club typically?
In the morning, we have like 5 of us right now, but remember, it's like totally not even spring yet.
Yeah,
so
it's raining.
It's dark.
Yeah.
And in the evening, it can vary from 5 to 10.
Yeah.
So it's not real big, but, we think that when the weather gets a little better here in Oregon and gets a little lighter and brighter.
Yep. When we can put out like a little easel thing with Fit Club and arrows when it's nice with some balloons on it or something, we'll be doing that. I
think 5 to 10 is awesome, you guys. See, Justin even said that's a great turnout. That's really great.
It's fun. You got to make it fun.
So have you guys had any business from your Fit Club?
Oh,
Yeah, we've had some challenge. I think 3
3 or
challenge
4,
packs came out of it pretty much right off the bat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to add about your Fit Club?
It inspired my sister to start her own at her co-op.
Really?
Yes, I've been working with her. She printed off the documents. She kind of jumped in there day one and was like, I'm just going to do it. I'm like, no, you have to do it the right way. And been working with her. So she's got all the documents printed up, and her co-op is they have an entire big area. So she's going to do that once a week to start. So
I say go for it. I say just go for it, make it your own, have fun. And if you don't have enough confidence in yourself to do it, your coach will help you with that.
So that's awesome. If you guys have questions, go ahead and type them in the chat. Amanda asked, where is it held and where is the meet and greet? So you guys have it, your person that you know, their neighborhood has a little community building, and that's where you're holding it.
Yep.
Okay, so it's a community building, and that's where you had your meet and greet, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And the ladies who work out with us when we aren't going, they still, because they live in the community, they're probably still trying to go 2 and 3 times a week on their
they're
own.
actually doing their own thing
When
too.
the-
In
yeah.
addition,
When the building's not being used, they're going on their own and doing
still
all that.
doing like 21-day fix workouts and signing the documents.
I will say one other thing that we thought was kind of fun. Where's those papers? Oh, we printed off this, and it's just super simple because it was inexpensive. And we put these on our tables, and it's just little rip things with our email and our phone numbers. So if they wanted to get a hold of us, they could just rip it off and call us. That was the easy way. So if we weren't available, this is the form that we printed off, and we just did it on front and back. And then when we're there, before workout, we have them sign this.
Every time. And we sign it as well.
And we sign it saying that they will not hold Beachbody liable for any injuries, or the actual building that we're using. We're kind of put a little slash up here. I mean, we're just doing the best we can to kind of give them an idea that we don't want any injuries.
Yeah, no. And Amanda actually just asked about insurance, and that's why the waivers are important. And yes, I've ran fit clubs, and some places do require insurance. And I had insurance when I was for group fitness. I don't have it anymore. So for me and most everyone else, I have to go to places that don't require it now because it's expensive. Or if that's something you want to do and you're a group fitness instructor and your insurance, you have to go through an agent depending on where you live. If it will cover it, then you can do that. But for most fit clubs, for like community buildings and things like that, at least around here, they don't require it. So you want to look for places that don't require it. And she also asked if you brought a TV. Now I know that they have a TV there.
We purchased one. They actually purchased one with the bracket and everything to go on the wall. The homeowners association did because they thought it was something that was beneficial to their community.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because I've had places that have TVs, and then I've actually drug my own TV into places. Not so much fun, but I've done it. Melissa asked, how do you divide the challenge packs between you two based on who invites or the person ordering? How do you guys do that?
We kind of just decided that whoever you were kind of working with, Kim was the one, she was my friend, so we got started. And then there was another gal, Kathy, that Allison was working with. So I said, you take her and I'll take Amy. So we kind of split it that way. We're
part of a team.
Yeah.
So we don't worry. We don't stress too much about who's getting what. We just help each other and we figure it out. Whoever connects with somebody better because of personality or reaching out to that person, we're just like, okay, you help them, I'll help them. So,
yep.
That's awesome. And then how long are you guys going to run your fit club? Do you have an end date in mind?
No, forever.
They love their fit club, you guys. They rock out with size and like 21 day fix. They love it.
changes it up.
Yes.
So we both really like that it keeps it kind of fun. And we're hoping that, like we said, once the weather gets better, we're going to kind of push a new round of encouragement to the neighborhood. And hopefully it'll grow.
We'll go do more flyers another time and remind them we're still there and it's beautiful out. And they need to come join us. Hot and sweaty.
Awesome. That is awesome. Thank you, ladies. I know that your guys' Fit Club is rocking, and I really appreciate you sharing your tips. And one other tip I wanted to kind of tell you guys is that these two actually started when they were just discount coaches doing their program, doing the 21-day fix in their neighbor's garage. Like they got their neighbors going into the garage and to do their own mini Fit Club in a garage before they started this. So these ladies are your go-to for Fit Club because that's basically how they've built their business. Is they just will set up a Fit Club anywhere. So it's awesome. I'm so proud of you both. Thank you so much for sharing your tips, and congratulations on achieving Ruby and almost Diamond. And so cool, you guys. Thank you. All right.
Weapon.
And I muted myself. Sorry about that, guys. I think we know technology is not my thing. Here we go. All right. Vanessa. Vanessa is going to share some challenge group tips with you guys on a clean eating group and also how to run a free group. So I know a lot of you are curious about the free group, so get your pens and paper ready.
Thank you, Tanya. So I love that you muted yourself because I'm totally the same way with technology. It's a hot mess.
Yeah, pretty much.
I get it. I'm in my car right now too, so it's kind of weird. I can't figure out how to turn the lights on in my car so you guys can actually see me. Anyway, so I'm going to get started with talking about free groups first because free groups are great, especially when you are a brand new coach, because you can add value to people and show them your worth as a coach. Because like Tanya said, our challenge groups are what set us apart and make us different from, all of the other products that are out there. So it's really important that when you start a group, you invite people and treat it just like a challenge group. Have a start date and an end date to it. The end date is extremely important. There are some people out there that are going to treat a free group like the only group, and they are never going to want to pay or buy anything. Sorry, you guys, my family's going to join me in the car. I'm really hoping that they can be quiet while I do this. I'm on right now. Thank you. So make sure that the end date also corresponds with about 7 days before you start your actual challenge group. That will give you time to follow up with everyone who has been in your free group and give them an opportunity to actually sign up with you and move forward in a challenge group. So while you're in that free group, the important thing is to provide the normal services we would as a coach. Number one, accountability. So what is this group for? Are you holding them accountable to exercising every day? Or is the free group more about holding them accountable to eating clean? Your goal is to lead primarily by example. So you want to share with everyone what you're doing. Are you, sharing your meal ideas, sharing that you're exercising every day, exactly what you would do as a coach in a challenge group. And what I just wrote here on my notes, just share, because you're sharing what you're doing, and that's how you're going to attract people into your actual challenge group. That would be what I would do for a free group. If I were doing an actual, I kind of give up on free groups. I think they have their time and their place depending on what you're doing. But I moved into a really simple 10-day clean eating format. And that 10-day clean eating group, I like to start on Fridays. Oh, sorry, it's not a free group. Let me go back. The 10-day clean eating group I actually run, and I require everyone who's in it to purchase the 7-day Shakeology sampler. It used to be the 6-day Shakeology sampler, but now it's 7 days because we have the awesome cafe latte in there too. So it just adds a little bit more value to the group, right? That particular group, I start on a Friday. And on Fridays, I introduce what clean eating is and talk to them, give them the format of the group. On Saturday, I help them all build a menu. On Sunday, we take measurements and I ask them to answer a few questions about their energy, about, how they feel overall health-wise. I really want them to focus on the feeling of health because for me, Shakeology changed how I was feeling. And so, in 7 days, some may drop a lot of weight, some may drop a lot of inches, but they can primarily focus on the energy that they gain from Shakeology. Then on Sunday, I also have them go shopping because they need to go shopping for that food that they're going to eat on Monday through Saturday. And so Monday through Saturday is just all about holding them accountable, asking them how they're enjoying the recipes, asking them to post every day and post questions. And then on the next Sunday, which would be day 10, is when I go ahead and have them redo their measurements and post their results if they're comfortable. If they're not comfortable posting their results, then I have them send the results to me individually. I do want to see how they start and how they finish. So I always have them send, not necessarily their measurements, but I will have them send their the questions about how they're feeling and how their health is feeling to me. This yes, I do provide the menu options. I have a pick and choose menu for those 10 days. So it gives multiple breakfast items, multiple snack items, multiple lunch items. It's pretty generic stuff. And they get to pick and choose and build their menu from that. And these are all documents. I think they're in Team 360. If they're not, I can post again. But I have all of my posts and everything for this group documented. The timing of this group in the month is key because this isn't my first place to put people. I'm obviously going to talk to people about a challenge pack first because that's the best value and there's always that 30-day money back guarantee. So that's my first choice. But if they're not ready to shell out that $140 or that $160, that's when I say, I've got this other group. Let's give Shakeology a shot. See what you think about it. Again, 100% refundable. It's just not as much money for them to put out there. And I will tell you that my conversion rate from this 10-day group is high. It's very, very high. People try Shakeology, they love it, and then they order the challenge pack before the end of the month. So this group usually is right in the middle of the month that I run it. I would say the second or third Friday. It kind of depends on how the month falls. I'll start it. And it's small usually, 1 or 2 participants, but people like that individualized attention that they get in it. And then I want to make sure to leave enough time at the end of the month to wrap it up so that they can actually order a challenge pack before the month is over. So those are the 2 types of groups that I run. Again, they both have their place, but make sure that you always have a start date and an end date because your goal is not to just have them do a free group and be done. Your goal is to roll them into your next challenge group. So that's what I got, Tanya.
That is awesome. I love the 10-day group idea, especially with the sampler pack because it gives them a chance to try all the flavors too. And it is a lot less costly. And yeah, I am actually going to try and do that. Melissa asks, how long does it take to get this sample pack shipping wise? Do you know?
I would say probably it's like all of our shipping, I think 5 to 7 days.
Okay.
I make sure that they have it ordered by that Monday or Tuesday. The thing is that they don't really need it until the following Sunday. And if it starts on Monday, you know what I mean? Just put them in there. I lost connection.
Uh-oh. Thank you, Vanessa. That was awesome. And yes, we will have her. We'll make sure to get all of her posts and get all of, make sure we get everything. Did you get your connection back? Kind of? Okay. Not really. It's okay. We got all the good stuff, so we're good. I appreciate it because that was, I think that if you're, like Vanessa said, go for the challenge pack first. I see a lot of times people are all about all these free groups and then they get trapped in running free groups because you run free group after free group after free group and then nobody wants to pay you for anything because they don't see value in you. I will admit that in my 4 years as a coach, I've ran 2 free clean eating groups and I bombed both of them. They just don't work for me. And it's not that, my closing ratio is pretty high, but it's because I don't offer them any other options. Like they don't have an option. Like you want to work with me, then you're going to need to commit an investment to me. And I do think there is a place though in the 10-day group, and purchasing a sampler pack is a really good way to do it. Now, I will say there are other coaches that are very successful that do run a lot of free groups. For me personally, they aren't my thing, which is why I'm not talking about them tonight because I have no authority to do so. So I just want to give you that fair warning. So if you like free groups, there are definitely people on our team that know how to run them and run them well. I am not one of them. Jenny Hobbs is really good at them. So you can always post, in Team 360, and she has everything documented. She can share. And I know Christine Dwyer, who's a huge coach in Beachbody, she runs a lot of free groups as well. It depends on what you want to do and how you want to spend your time. And if they're for you or not. They work great for some people and not for others, but don't let people go into free group after free group. You'll get one free group and you're done. And then you need to buy a challenge pack or buy a program come on guys, Beachbody On Demand is not that much. They can fork out the $40 for that to work with you. You're worth it. And what Jenny said is don't spend too much time in there. And I believe that's true. But I think that the way that Vanessa has the 10-day group with the sampler pack structured, I think is very key. I've never tried that. And I think I might give it a shot. But I think it's very good and it's working really well for her. So make sure we get all that posted in there. So I'm going to wrap up with how I run challenge groups. I absolutely love challenge groups. They're what got me to my goals. I tried to do, P90X on my own, fell off the wagon, tried to do Insanity, fell off the wagon, tried to do clean eating, fell off the wagon. What was key for me was having a coach and being active in a challenge group. I firmly 100% believe in them. I think that they're amazing. And like I said before, they're what set us apart from, as coaches and from other products. I typically run 1 to 2 groups a month. I don't do any more. I look at my schedule. I see what my bandwidth is for the month. And then I determine my groups based on that. And I always have one large group going that's a mixed program group. And that is something that men and women are able to join. I don't care what program you're doing as long as it's Beachbody. You can be drinking Shakeology and running. You just have to be doing something that's Beachbody related. I don't require everybody in there to drink Shakeology. I know some people require that, but in that group I actually don't, because most of the time the group will sell Shakeology for me. Because I'll put someone in there that is hell-bent on never having Shakeology, and they get in the group and they see people posting their pictures with their cafe latte and they are begging me for it. Or they're wanting, they see like a chocolate. I think I posted like a chocolate mint recipe one time a couple weeks ago, and I think I got like 2 orders off of that just because, and they were from people that told me absolutely no Shakeology. But if you see pictures of it every day and it's not just from me, it's from other people in the group, you usually will be like, I need that. So I run that group. And then I have what I call my specialty group. And the specialty group is something that I really focus on, like 21 Day Fix or clean eating or hammer and chisel. It's whatever I'm feeling led to do that season. It's usually if there's a new product launch, it will be based on that. So like I'll do one for 22 Hard Corps with Tony Horton. But most of the time, I will admit it's a fixed group. And the way that I do that group is it has a start date and an end date, and they're all doing the same program, and they're all drinking Shakeology. So that's my specialty group. If you're new and you haven't run a challenge group, I highly suggest that you run 2 to 3 challenge groups with your upline before you run your own. I see a lot of times people go off and they're like, I'm going to do my own challenge group. And then you want to put like me in it or your coach, but you don't know how to run a challenge group. You haven't been taught. I didn't know how to run a challenge group. I stayed in my coach's challenge group for, 2 to 3 times before I went off on my own, really learned how to do a challenge group instead of just going off on my own and trying to figure it out. There are things to learn, and you do want to do that. So I would caution you, and just adding your coach in is not enough, because to be honest, I don't have time to read. You don't even know how many challenge groups I'm in. Like, I get put in everybody's challenge group, which is totally cool, but I don't have time to go into each of them and read everything and coach you. I can coach you from inside my group. I can't coach everybody in all of their groups, and neither can your upline. It's a lot of work. So I would run 2 to 3 with them, and then talk to them about going off on your own and get some tips from them, and then go do it. The other thing that I like to do when I start up a challenge group, so let's say you get the person, they say yes, they order their challenge pack. I'm like, great, let me know when your pack arrives. Let me know what questions you have. I'm going to send you an email. And I send them a welcome email. I welcome them to the challenge group. I tell them my expectations. I expect them to engage in the group. I expect them to be honest with me. I expect them to post in the group. I let them know that those that are successful are those who are engaged. I set the expectations right off the bat. A lot of people say, oh, well, nobody's posting in my group. Well, did you set expectations with them? Do they know what to do? Most of these people have never even been in a challenge group. They don't know what to do. A lot of times they're scared, they're shy. They feel like, they're not sure what to do. So you want to set the expectations, let them know everybody in here is new. Everybody's in the same boat. We're all working towards the same goals. So don't be afraid to share the good, the bad, and the ugly. I expect that. I don't expect you to be perfect. If you were perfect, you wouldn't need me to help you. And I tell my challengers that. So make sure that you are setting expectations and you help put their fears at ease. The next thing that I do is I structure my challenge group and figure out what I'm going to post. So you can come up with your own guide. You can pull a guide out of the Coach Online office. If you go into the Coach Online office on Team Beachbody, under I think it's under Sales and Marketing, that you can click on the Beachbody Challenge, and it has a guide for every type of group. So if you're like, I have no idea what to post, I'm not creative, you can go pull a guide and literally copy and paste it in your daily post. So you can do that, or you can come up with your own stuff. I do a mix because there was no challenge group guide when I started. Those are new. And so I had, I kind of was already set in my ways, and I kind of already have my own thing, but I do still look at the guides, and I will take information from them. You can do like Monday motivation, Tuesday, transformation Tuesday, workout Wednesday, thirsty Thursday, flex Friday. Make it fun. Do whatever speaks to you, but make it fun for your challengers. Make sure your posts, you're sharing your journey, you're being authentic, you're being positive, and you're being encouraging. You do not have to be perfect. I was not perfect, and I still am not perfect, but I do encourage the other people, and I make sure that, make sure you're commenting on their posts and you're engaging with them. And then you're also checking in with them behind the scenes. So for the longest time, Wednesday was my check-in day with my challengers. The reason I had it as Wednesday is I find that motivation dies down by Wednesday. Monday, everybody's motivated. Everybody wants to work out. By Wednesday, come on, raise your hand. Who is like deflated by Wednesday and is feeling like there's no way? Like, all right, can you believe it's Wednesday? That's why they call it hump day. So check in with your challengers. What works for you? But for me, I found if I checked in with my challengers on Wednesday, it gave them that little motivation they needed. Now, when I check in, I just say, hey, Misty, how's it going? How's your week going? That's it. I don't say, send me your nutrition. How are you losing inches? I just say, how's it going? How's your week going? Or I might say, how are your workouts? How are you feeling? Just something simple. Don't make it a paragraph. Don't send them a long message. You can also send them voice memos. I know Jenny sends voice memos to hers, and that's really helpful. Yeah, Justin, we're not saying, why aren't you doing your workout? And don't say, why are you not posting? Okay, that's one way to get your person out of the group. You want your people to feel safe. Just because they're not posting doesn't mean they're not reading the posts. It just means they're probably shy or they're embarrassed. So make sure you put them at ease. But just make it simple. Don't put a lot of pressure when you check in with them, because a lot of times I'll get messages back and they're like, I'm so glad you checked in with me. I'm feeling like deflated because I missed my workout yesterday, or I ate a piece of cake. And that is something that I think is important, to let them know that you don't expect them to be perfect. This is a journey, and they're gonna fall. And your job is to be there and pick them back up and just encourage them. So we're not nutritionists. We're not personal trainers. I know some of you are, but coaches typically aren't. We're there to inspire, motivate, and encourage them and hold them accountable. We don't have to come up with the perfect meal plan or the perfect workout. This company does that for us. So don't feel the pressure to have to design meal plans or do all this crazy stuff. Just be there to inspire, motivate, and encourage. Beachbody gives you the tools you need to give your challengers. Then one thing I did want to talk about real quick is prizes. I know a lot of you like prizes and recognition. So you can do prizes in your challenge group if you want, or fun little contests. That's totally up to you and how much you want to spend. If you do prizes, you can do fun things like I always do products. I'll do like Shakeology samples, or I used to do E&E, but now it's Energize samples, or something fun like that. Because if I do that, 9 times out of 10, I send it to them. They're so excited, and then they get hooked on it and they order it. So I think it's valuable. If I were you and you have the money, I would go order the Energize sample packets and send those out, or get yourself a packet of samples like the barista pack. It comes with chocolate, vanilla, and cafe latte. And then you can send them whatever they don't have of Shakeology, and send them, a fun little packet for, posting. You can do, I'll do things like whoever, posts their sweaty selfie will be entered in a drawing, or I'll do, based on a point system. I have a thing I can post in Team 360 it's a little bit more work, so I wouldn't highly recommend it unless you really need to put a lot of oomph in your challenge group. But it is a point system, and that's another thing that you could, do in your challenge group if you wanted to. But I would just keep it simple and do fun little, contests when they post sweaty selfies, or, post a picture working out with your dog or your kid or something like that, or post a plank, whatever you want to do. Just don't overcomplicate it, and don't feel like you need to buy people like new shoes or something as a prize. I don't ever do anything like that. I do product, and it serves. Misty's like spitting out her thing, but I just heard a call from someone who did a team call on how they run a challenge group, and they do like new shoes for people. And I'm like, that's not really realistic for most. And that's cool, but I don't think that's maintainable for most of us. I know, right? I wanted that group too. So anyway, keep it simple in there. Has anybody tried out the new challenge group app? Who has downloaded that? You guys downloaded that? So that is awesome. Right now, you can run your group on your Facebook, and then I'm reading the chat for Amanda. Stop. Hold on. I'm reading the chat. I can't read and talk at the same time. Sorry, you guys. So you can run it on Facebook. Now I'm all messed up. Okay, hold on. You can run it on Facebook, your challenge group, like old school, like everybody does, which I think is great. or you can run it on the new challenge group app, the tracker. And I just posted all the information you need to know so I wouldn't get pelted with questions in Team 360. I posted the FAQ. I posted all the stuff from the breaking news, so please read that. I was in the beta testing. I thought it was pretty cool, but I'll be honest, I didn't get too into it. I am going to be using it, but I'm going to try it out with a small group first. I don't like to dive into things with a bunch of people when I don't know what I'm doing. I already have technical issues. So I am going to start with a small group of my fixers, and I'm going to put them in there and see how it goes. And it's a pretty cool app because they don't have to have Facebook. And if you've noticed, a lot of people are getting rid of their Facebooks, or they're moving to another social media platform. But everybody has a smartphone. Even my grandma has a smartphone. So she too can have the challenge, tracker app. And I think that it's more realistic now for people to download the app. And it is run pretty similar to Facebook. And so I would read up on that and think about maybe inviting, 2 to 5 people to join you in a challenge group and let them know that they're going to get to test out this new app and you want to get their feedback and get them excited about it, because I think that everybody wants to be part of what's new. So you could use that, as you're talking to your customers, and let them know they get this exciting opportunity to try out this new app first from Beachbody and that you want their feedback. So you have a lot of options there. I'm going to close with, please, please, please run your challenge group. Join a challenge group and participate. Don't try to be, think you can do this business without a challenge group. You can't. Everybody that tries comes back to a challenge group, but also don't overcomplicate it to where you have 5 groups going on at once. I can't do 5 groups. I've tried it. It does not work, and I don't serve my clients well. My max, like I said, is 2. And that's what I can do. I can do a big group and I can do a specialty group. I cannot do, a ton of different groups. So make sure that you're not just setting up groups everywhere, that you're, setting up 1 to 2 and you are giving them quality. It's not about quantity. And I don't care if your group has 2 people in there, you show up for those 2 people. My first group had 2 people. I showed up every day for those 2 people. And one of them is Misty, who's a coach, and she's been with me for 4 years. So I think that's really important. My other group had Shelly in it and Jenny, and it was a small group and it grew over time. And what would have happened if I wouldn't have showed up for those ladies? Would they be here? Probably not. I showed up every day for them, and I engaged in that group, even though there was only a few of us in there. I think a lot of times you see my group was 100 people and you're like, I need to have more people. No, I actually prefer the smaller groups, which is why I run a specialty group. I run the big group so that you guys have places to put your people, but I actually do like my smaller group. I like the specialty, I like the intimacy in it, and I like the relationships that we build. So never discount that for size. It's all about quality. Are there, I'm going to check the chat real quick. I don't see any questions. Does anybody have any questions? I'm happy to unmute you, or you can type it in the chat. Or you can unmute yourself. Anybody?
Hey, Tanya.
Yes.
So I downloaded the app while you were explaining it, and it says you have to have an invite code from your coach.
Yes. And so what, if you read the FAQ that I posted in the Team 360, it will tell you exactly how to get the code.
Okay, I will do that.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to remute her.
Does anybody have any other questions? Anybody?
I want you to say hi to your daughter. Turn around and say hi to her.
That's been poking me in the legs while I've been talking to you guys, and then running eating bacon. Eating a huge bowl of bacon, and then she's been poking me under the table. You guys can't see it. And then running back there.
It's cute.
She is cute.
It's cute.
Say hi, Allie.
Hi, Allie.
Her migraine's better, so she's doing a lot better now, and now she can eat.
Okay.
All right. Any questions? Anything to add?
I can add something about the challenge group.
Yes.
I was just going to say, because I posted that in the chat, the only time I did a group with a big prize like that was when I did that point system thing that you were mentioning. Excuse me. And I've only done it once, and it was very successful, but I can tell you the reason why I did it was because it was kind of a slow month, and I was about to leave town for, I think we had a diamond retreat or something, and I wanted to hit Success Club before it started so that I didn't have to worry. And so I decided, I think it was like May or something, and something was coming up anyway, and I wanted to get that done, and so I did do one with the shoes, but I sold like 14 programs. I think I sold like 10 challenge packs and a couple programs, and that commission on the ones I sold the day I posted that paid for those shoes like times 5. So that's why it was worth it to me, and I haven't done it since. It was a ton of work. I've done 2 with the big point systems, only 1 with the shoes. And I made, in one group, I had a challenger that ended up helping me keep track of all the points in an Excel document. And the other one, I had to try and have the people do it to help me. And I told them I would add the points up at the end of every week, and I had them trying to post as they go. And both versions of that were a hot mess. And so it was difficult. And I know that I posted like a month ago or something, some of the stuff on how I do prizes now in 360. So if you search that, you could probably find it. But I decided that for me, the best way was to not put a time deadline on it. Because I tried to do one where I said at the end of the week, I'll post, and then something happens and life gets in the way. And then I started feeling bad that I didn't do it. And then I started feeling like I was letting people down. And so now if I do one, I just say like, for an entry into the drawing, whatever. And then all I have to do is go to the picture I posted that says that challenge. And I just only tally up the names of the people who posted under that picture. And I just do it on drawing day. It's really easy. So that's the way that I found it works best. If anyone wants to try that, I just want to share that, because I just say post, if the challenge is like a sweaty selfie or how long do you hold your plank, I say post it in the comments of this picture to be entered. And then those are the people who get in the drawing. And if they do it wrong, I'm sorry, that's too bad. And then when I have time and Olivia is around to be my drawer, then I'll do a drawing. So
Awesome.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I think that, and when I run prizes in Team 360 with the volume of people, I always ask to post in there so that we, it doesn't get lost. Keep it simple is the thing. And if you do want to give away shoes, go ahead. But that's up to you, but just don't feel like you have to. It's not about being like, elaborate or anything like that. Like, it's about building community within the group, and prizes are fun. So do it if you want to, if you want to do that, if you feel like you want to add that element of fun. But if you're like, I don't need it this month, the group is going really well, then don't worry about it. I just don't want you guys to feel pressure. That's key, is I don't want you to feel pressure like you have to, give all these prizes away, because you don't. I didn't for a really long time. But if you want to, you can. So anyway, I want to thank all of you for coming tonight, and I will get the drawing that I'm going to do for you guys for all your invites done here in about probably 15, 20 minutes. And then I will go ahead and post the results from that. So I hope everyone has a good night. Don't forget, if you want leads, get your Emerald locked by Wednesday and Success Club by the end of the month. Thanks, everybody.